We are going to discuss about Janssen's algorithm by taking an example. For understanding the Janssen's algorithm by taking this example. Okay, I'd like to explain this problem with Janssen's algorithm. Here, what is the Janssen's algorithm? The Janssen's algorithm consists of three steps. The first step we have to identify the minimum values of missions. Then we are going to write the sequence of the missions according to the mission 1 and mission 2. Write the sequence, and third one we obtain the optimal sequence from the order. This is about Janssen's algorithm. Here we are going to discuss step by step process, step by step in this problem. Here they are given a problem that is consider the following two missions, 6 jobs, flow chart scheduling problem. Using Johnson's algorithm, obtain the optimal sequence which will minimize the make span. Make span means it is elapsed time. We are going to calculate the total process time, the total machining time. We are going to calculate by the help of Johnson's algorithm. Here we have 6 jobs and we have two missions. Each individually we are going to calculate the job order by considering the machining times. Here, as for the Johnson's algorithm, first step we have to identify the minimum process times of minimum process times of machine 1 and machine 2. Here, just I would like to draw one box, one row, and here I am going to segregate this row into 6 jobs. Why? Because here we have 6 jobs. So that's the reason I am taking 6 columns here, and I would like to write a job order by using Johnson's algorithm. According to the Johnson's algorithm, first we have to identify the minimum value from these missions. Here the minimum value is 1. So we are going to denote this one, this job order in the sequence. Here we have two rules to define the sequence in the to define this job order in the sequence. So the one rule one is if the minimum is a mission 1, we are going to write identify the minimum process time from these two missions. If the mission 1 is having the minimum time, it means we are going to write the sequence from the left side. It is starting side we are going to write. If the processing time is a minimum at mission 2, we are going to write the sequence from this side, mission 2 side. This is the algorithm of Johnson's. First, we are going to identify the minimum time. Here, the minimum time we have at mission 2 at job 4. So, simply we are going to write that sequence is here 4. Then again, we are going to remove this row for further iterations. Then we are going to identify the minimum value that is we have at mission 1 and job 2. So simply we are going to write the sequence is here because here the mission 1 having the minimum time, and we are going to remove this row. Then the next minimum is we have at mission 2, that is 4. So simply we are going to take this job order is here, that is 1, and again we are going to remove this row for further iterations. The next minimum is we have at mission 1 at job 5. So mission 1 means we are going to write this side. Then we remove this row. Then we are going to identify the next minimum value. The next minimum we have at job 3. And from this job 3 and job 6 we have at the job 6 and mission 2. So simply we are going to write the job 6 is here. Then finally we have the job 3. So simply we are going to write job 3 is here. This is the sequence about Johnson's algorithm. The sequence we wrote based on the Johnson's algorithm here. I would like to repeat this once again. According to the Johnson's algorithm, first we have to identify the minimum value, minimum process hours. ఈ టేబుల్ నుంచి మనం మిషనింగ్ అవర్స్ లో నుంచి మినిమం ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైం అనేది తీసుకోవాలి. మినిమం ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైం ఎక్కడ ఉంది? మిషన్ 1 మిషన్ 2 లో ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైంలో we have to identify the minimum processing time. Minimum processing time 1 ఉంది. సో ఈ 1 ఎక్కడుంది, జాబ్ 4 లో ఉంది. దీన్ని లొకేట్ చేయడానికి హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ రూల్స్. ఆ రూల్ ఏంటంటే మినిమం ప్రాసెస్ టైం అనేది మిషన్ 1 దగ్గర ఉంటే దాన్ని లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ తీసుకుంటాం, అంటే స్టార్టింగ్ సైడ్ తీసుకుంటాం. ఈ టేబుల్ స్టార్టింగ్ సైడ్ డినోట్ చేస్తాం. అదే మిషన్ 2 దగ్గర మినిమం టైం ఉంటే దీన్ని ఈ సైడ్ మనం లొకేట్ చేస్తాం, ఐ మీన్ డినోట్ చేస్తాం. సో మనం ఇక్కడ ఈ గివెన్ టేబుల్లో మినిమం ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైం మనకి మిషన్ 2 దగ్గర ఉంది, అది జాబ్ 4 అన్నమాట. జాబ్ 4 హ్యావింగ్ లీస్ట్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ టైం. సో అందుకు మనం జాబ్ 4 ని ఇక్కడ రాసుకుంటున్నాం, అది మిషన్ 2 దగ్గర ఉంది కాబట్టి జాబ్ 4 ని మనం ఈ టేబుల్లో రైట్ సైడ్ అంటే ఎండ్ సైడ్ రాసుకుంటున్నాం. జాన్సన్స్ అల్గారిథం ఆల్రెడీ మనం ఎస్టర్డే డిస్కస్ చేసాం. సో ఇక్కడ జాబ్ 4 ఇక్కడ డినోట్ చేసాం. ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఈ రోని మనం ఇగ్నోర్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఈ రోని మనం డిలీట్ చేస్తున్నాం నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాసెస్ లో. ఇది డిలీట్ చేసి రిమైనింగ్ రోస్ లో మినిమం వాల్యూ ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. రిమైనింగ్ రోస్ లో మినిమం వాల్యూ ఎక్కడుంది, 2 ఇస్ ద మినిమం, నెక్స్ట్ 2 ఇస్ ద మినిమం. ఈ 2 అనేది ఎక్కడుంది, మిషన్ 1, అంటే మనం ఈ సైడ్ రాయాలి. ఈ సైడ్ ఏది రాయాలి, మినిమం 2 ఎట్ జాబ్ 2. సో జాబ్ 2 ని ఇక్కడ రాసుకుంటున్నాం, జాబ్ 2 ఈజ్ అవర్ నెక్స్ట్ మినిమం. తర్వాత దీన్ని రిమూవ్ చేసాం. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ వాల్యూస్ లో మినిమం ఈజ్ 4 వీ హ్యావ్ ఎట్ మిషన్ 2. సో మిషన్ 2 అనేది ఇటు సైడ్ రాసుకోవాలి కాబట్టి జాబ్ 1 ఇక్కడ రాస్తున్నాం. నెక్స్ట్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రిమూవ్ దిస్. దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ మినిమం వీ హ్యావ్ ఎట్ జాబ్ 5 అండ్ మిషన్ 1. సో 8 మిషన్ 1 దగ్గర ఉంది కాబట్టి ఈ 5 ని ఇక్కడ రాసుకుంటున్నాం. సేమ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రిమూవ్. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ మినిమం ఈజ్ 11. సో 11 ఎక్కడ ఉంది, మిషన్ 2 దగ్గర ఉంది. సో 6 ఇక్కడ రాస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ మినిమం 13 ఎక్కడ ఉంది, జాబ్ 3 దగ్గర, మిషన్ 1 దగ్గర ఉంది. సో సింప్లీ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రైట్ జాబ్ 3. సో ద ఆప్టిమల్ సీక్వెన్స్ ఇస్ 2 5 3 6 1 4. And coming to the next step, here we obtain the sequence. Based on the sequence, we are going to calculate the time in, time out for all jobs. So in this table, we taken job sequence mission 1 and mission 2. Here for the mission 1, we chosen time in, time out, idle time. Similarly for mission 2 also we chosen time in, time out, idle time. Here each job having their own processing times. Those are mentioned in this table. Here we have 5 to 13 10 8 12. These are the processing times of mission 1 and 4 3 14 1 9 11. These are the processing times of mission 2. These values we have to add in this table. So first initially we wrote the sequence of the jobs. This sequence already we obtained based on the Johnson's algorithm. So we wrote the sequence according to the Johnson's algorithm. This is the machining operation sequence. First we have to perform the second job, then we have to perform the fifth job, then we have to perform the third job, then we have to perform the sixth, then 1, then 4. This is the job order, and we are going to take the mission order. So in our problem they didn't mention any order, so that the reason we are going to take alphabet order, that is mission 1 and mission 2 we choose it. If suppose if they mentioned the starting machining is mission 2, or if they mentioned if any other means, we are going to rewrite this. If suppose they mentioned mission 2 is the starting mission, means instead of mission 1 we have to take the mission 2, and instead of mission 2 we have to take the mission 1. But here they didn't mention, means we are going to take the sequence is mission 1 and mission 2. First job we performed on mission 1, then we send that job to that mission 2. So this is our order. Here I would like to calculate the time in, time out, idle times of each jobs. First we choose in the second number job. The second number job we started at 0th hour. Whenever we start that job, that we consider as a 0th hour. So the second job we started at 0th hour, and it requires to process on mission 1 is 2 hours are required. Here the 2 hours it was mentioned in our problem itself. Here we can see the job 2, it requires 2 hours processing time on mission 1, and it requires 3 hours processing time on mission 2. The same 2 hours we are going to add here in this mission 2. So same value we are going to add here, 2 hours. So that is called as the completion time of job, that is timeout. The same we mentioned here, 2 hours. It is a starting time, and here we are going to add the processing time to the starting time. Then we get the timeout, and here ideal time is 0. There is no ideal time because here we started the job at 0th hour and we completed it 2 hours. There is no break for this job, so there is no ideal time. The machine was performing his operation from 0th onwards, 0th hour onwards. Then coming to the mission 2, here the mission 2 was started at the second hour. Why? Because after completion of the mission 1 operation, then only we are going to send the job to the mission 2. So here the job 2 was completed at mission 1, then we sent the same job to the mission 2 for another operation, for the second missioning operation. So here the job 2 was completed at missioning operation at second hour. So simply we are going to load that job in the missioning 2 at the second hour. So up to the second hour the mission 2 was ideal. So the same ideal time we mentioned here, the mission 2 was ideal up to the second hour. Here job 2, it requires 3 hours processing time at mission 2. That was given in our problem. Here we have that 3 hours. This is the 3 hours. It requires processing on mission 2. 3 hours are required. So same I taken here 3 hours, and we started the job 2 at second hour. So the total time is required 5 hours to complete that process. So 5 hours are required. The same I mentioned here. The ideal time means what is the ideal time? మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడైతే మిషన్ ని స్టార్ట్ చేస్తామో, ఇప్పుడు మనం సెకండ్ అవర్ దగ్గర మిషన్ 2 స్టార్ట్ చేసాం. సెకండ్ అవర్ దగ్గర మనం మిషన్ 2 స్టార్ట్ చేసామంటే అప్ టు ద సెకండ్ అవర్ అక్కడ మనకు జాబ్ ఏం లేదు కదా, వర్క్ ఏం లేదు కదా. సో అందుకోసం దాన్ని ఐడియల్ టైం 2 గా తీసుకున్నాం ఫర్ దిస్ జాబ్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, మనం ఇనిషియల్ గా స్టార్ట్ చేసేవారిని 0 చేసుకున్నాం. అంటే ఇక్కడ కంప్లీట్ ఈ మిషన్ 1 లో కంప్లీట్ అయిన జాబ్ ని మనం మిషన్ 2 లోకి లోడ్ చేస్తాం. సో ఈ మిషన్ 1 లో కంప్లీట్ అయితేనే మనం మిషన్ 2 లోకి ఇస్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, మనకి ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్ గా మనం మిషన్ 1 లో 2 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది. సో 2 దగ్గర కంప్లీట్ అయ్యాకే మనం దాన్ని మిషన్ 2 లో లోడ్ చేస్తాం. సో అప్పుడు ఏంటి, మిషన్ 2 అనేది అప్ టు సెకండ్ అవర్ 2 గంటల వరకు ఇది ఖాళీగా ఉన్నట్టు. సో ద 2 hours is called as the ideal time of mission 2. Okay, then coming to the second job, that is fifth job we are going to do as a second job. Manam after completion of this first job, we are going to load the second job at mission 1. The first job was completed at second hour. Immediately we are immediately we are loading the second job for the mission 1, and it requires 8 hours processing time. So 2 plus 8, that is equal to 10. So 10 hours are required to complete the fifth number job at mission 1. Here also there is no ideal time. Why? Because the mission 1 we started at 0th hour, and it was continuously working from 0 to 10 hours. Why? Because first job it will take 2 hours, then the second job it will take 2 to 10 hours. That is so there is no ideal time of mission. Continuously the mission was working, and after completion of this job at mission 1, we are sending the job to that mission 2. So mission 2, the job was started at 10th hour. Here coming to this, the previous job was completed at 5th hour itself in the mission 2. The mission 2 was ideal up to the 10th hour. He was waiting for the job. So we are giving the job at the 10th hour. So up to the 10th hour, the mission 2 was ideal. So we are going to take the difference between this timeout and this timing. So 10 minus 5, we are going to get 5. This is the ideal time of mission 2. So, and here we are going to perform the job on mission 2. It requires 9 hours processing time. So 10 plus 9 is equal to 19. We are chosen. This is the timeout of second job, that is fifth number job on the mission 2. So now we are going to start the third number job at mission 1. Here immediately after completion of the second job, we started the we loaded the third number job on the mission 1, and we are performing the complete. It will require 13 hours process time on mission 1. So the total time is 23. Same we are going to load the after completion of the mission 1 missioning, we are sending that job to that mission 2. Here the mission 2 we started at the 23rd hour, but the previous job was completed at the 19th hour itself. So here the ideal time is 4 hours. Here I would like to give one thumb rule to remember this ideal times and time in processes. Here all of you listen carefully. ఫస్ట్ ఇక్కడ మనం ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ సీక్వెన్స్ తీసుకున్నాం. ఈ ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ సీక్వెన్స్ అలా అందరికి అర్థమైంది కదా. ఇక్కడ మనం 0 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. టైం అవుట్ వచ్చి 2 తీసుకున్నాం. సో ఇక్కడ టైం ఇన్ వచ్చేసి 2 తీసుకున్నాం మిషన్ 2 దగ్గర. ఇక్కడ ప్రాసెస్ టైం యాడ్ చేస్తే 5 అవర్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది. ఇక్కడ ఐడియల్ టైం 2 అని తీసుకున్నాం. అంటే ఇక్కడ మిషన్ 2 అనేది మనం సెకండ్ అవర్ దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి అప్ టు సెకండ్ అవర్ ఈ మిషన్ 2 అనేది ఖాళీగా ఉంది కాబట్టి ఐడియల్ టైం అని తీసుకున్నాం. తర్వాత ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ టైం ఇన్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు ఈ టైం అవుట్ బేస్ చేసుకోండి. ఈ టైం అవుట్ సెకండ్ జాబ్ ఫస్ట్ మిషన్ టైం అవుట్, ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ సెకండ్ మిషన్ టైం అవుట్ కంపేర్ చేసుకోండి. ఈ వాల్యూ ఈ వాల్యూ. సో ఈ రెండు వాల్యూలో ఏదైతే మాక్సిమం ఉంటుందో ఆ మాక్సిమం వాల్యూని టైం ఇన్ గా తీసుకోండి. ఓకే, జస్ట్ ఫర్ రిమెంబరెన్స్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు టెల్ దిస్ థంబ్ రూల్. ఓకే, ఈ టైం అవుట్ కంపేర్ చేసుకొని ఏదైతే మినిమం ఉంటుందో దాన్ని తీసుకోండి. అంటే డయాగ్నల్ గా ఏదైతే మాక్సిమం ఉంటుందో దాన్ని తీసుకోండి. సో ఇక్కడ తీసుకున్న తర్వాత ఈ డయాగ్నల్ గా కంపేర్ చేసుకోండి. ఈ రెండిట్లో డిఫరెన్స్ తీసుకోండి. 10 - 5 5 దట్ ఈస్ ఐడియల్ టైం. సేమ్ 23rd 19 కంపేర్ చేయండి. ఏది మాక్సిమం? 23 is the maximum. Same we wrote here, and we would like to take the difference between 23 and 19. So the 4 is the ideal time. Next 35 37, which one is the maximum? 37 is the maximum. So if suppose we are coming to that difference, there is no ideal, so simply we are taking the 0. Here also 40 48, which one is the maximum? 48 is the maximum, there is no ideal time. Here 50 52, 52 is the maximum, there is no ideal time. So coming to the ideal time of mission 1. So initial గా మనకు ideal time అనేది ఏమైంది? 0 ఉంది మిషన్ 1 దగ్గర. కానీ ఇక్కడ మనం ఎంత రాసాం? 3 రాసాం. ఇది ఎలా వచ్చింది? అంటే ఇక్కడ మిషన్ 1 అనేది 50th అవర్ దగ్గర కంప్లీట్ అయింది. మిషన్ 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 50th అవర్ దగ్గర అన్ని జాబ్స్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ చేసింది. he completed his all jobs at 50th hour. Okay, then coming to the mission 2, he completed his all jobs at 53rd hour. మిషన్ 2 అనేది 53 అవర్ దగ్గర అన్ని జాబ్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేసింది. సో మనం ఇప్పుడు ఈ 53 దాకా మనం మిషన్ 1 అనేది ఐడియల్ లో ఉండాలి. మిషన్ 1 అనేది ఈ మిషన్ 2 లో జాబ్స్ అన్ని కంప్లీట్ అయ్యేంత వరకు వెయిట్ చేయాలి. So here we are going to take the difference between mission 2 and mission 1. So the difference is 3 hours. So we are going to add 3 hours to this ideal time. The same I mentioned here. Okay. Then ideal time of mission 2. And here we are going to take the sum of these ideal times. So ఈ sum ఏమొచ్చింది? 2 5 4, that is equal to 11. Same I taken here ideal time of mission 2. Next, elapsed time or make span for this schedule. And the boundary, the time of the completion time for this missioning is 53 hours. The final time is 53 hours. That is this elapsed time. This is about n jobs 2 missions. Now we are going to the extension of this n jobs 2 missions. Now we are going to the extension of this Johnson's rule. Okay, coming to this extension of this Johnson's rule, here we are going to take the 3 missions, mission 1, mission 2, mission 3, and here we are taking the n jobs. So n jobs into 3 missions. In previous case we have only 2 missions, but here we have 3 missions, and these are all the processing times of those 3 missions. Here T11 means the process time of mission 1 job 1. T21 means the process time of mission 2 job 1. The T31 means the process time of mission 3 job 1. Here where 1 2 3 are called as the I values. I means mission number. Next 1 is called as the J, that is the job number. J1 means 1, job number 1. I1 means mission number 1. I2 means mission number 2. I3 means mission number 3. Those we indicated, those values we denoted here. And coming to that algorithm, here we are extending that algorithm. Here the main motive or the main goal is we have to convert the n jobs 3 missions into n jobs 2 missions. While we are converting this n jobs 3 missions into n jobs 2 missions, we have to check the condition. The condition is minimum of Ti1 is less than or equal to maximum of Ti2, or Another condition is minimum of Ti3 is less than or equal to maximum of Ti2, which means here total we have three missions M1, M2, M3. Three missions we have, and each and every mission we have some processing times. These are the process times. For example, if we take these are the process times, and here the M2 we are going to keep the constant. The M2 mission we are going to keep the constant, and here we are take the maximum value of M2. The maximum value of M2 we are going to identify from these process times, and we are going to compare those maximum value with minimum of M1 and M3. Here the minimum of M1, the minimum of M1 is less than or equal to maximum of M2, means the condition was satisfied. Otherwise, we are going to the second condition, that is minimum of M3 is less than or equal to maximum of M2. If any one condition was satisfied, we are going to conversion. That is, we are going to convert the n jobs into two missions. Here, while we are converting the 10 jobs to missions, means we are going to assume the two missions are A and B. Here, in the A means we are going to take the sum of mission 1 process times and mission 2 process times. And coming to the B means here we are going to take the mission 3 process times and we are and mission 2 process times. This sum we are going to take after satisfying this any one condition. If the condition was not satisfied, means we are going to stop the problem and we are going to implement other techniques which was suitable for that. So same here we taken that M1 and M2. So here we are taken the M1 mission A means M1 plus M2, here we taken. Mission B means M1 M2 plus M3 we are taken here. Then coming to the example of this n jobs three missions. In this example we consider three missions and five jobs. So these are the process times of these three missions, and these are the jobs 1 to 5 they are given. So here I would like to convert this n jobs three missions into n jobs two missions by checking the condition. Our condition is minimum of M1 is less than or equal to maximum of M2, and another condition is minimum of M3 is less than or equal to maximum of M2. This is our conditions. These are our conditions. Here I would like to check the first condition. First, minimum of M1. From these values, which one is the minimum? The minimum value is the 6. 6 is the minimum. So 6 is less than or equal to maximum of M2. Here, which one is the maximum from this? The maximum value is 6. So here the first condition was satisfied. So no need to go for the second condition. If it was not satisfied, means we are going to the another condition. So the first condition itself, it was satisfied. So the conversion was acceptable. Here we are going to convert the n jobs three missions into n jobs two missions. Here we are going to convert this n jobs to three missions into n jobs m missions by assuming the new missions, that is A and B. Here first coming to that A mission, here we are going to add mission 1 value and mission 2 value, and same then the mission B also same, we are going to add mission 2 value and mission 3 values. Here first coming to the job 1, in the job 1 mission value is 8 and mission value second mission value is 2. So the value is for first job the value is at mission A, that is 13, and for mission B the first job value is 5 plus 4, that is equal to 9. At coming to the second job, the A mission value is 10 plus 6, 16. Here coming to the second mission, that is 6 9 15. Likewise we are going to calculate for all jobs the same I mentioned in this table. We calculated all jobs and we calculated the mission A and mission B values for all jobs, and same I tabulated here. Then coming to the next one, that is we are going to calculate the idle times and we are going to calculate the job sequence. Here we calculated the job sequence based on this new mission process times. Here we have the 5 jobs. So same, I would like to take the 5 columns here. That is the box I would like to take. And here I mentioned job A is here in this side, and job B values we are going to take this side. So coming to the table, in this table we are going to identify the minimum values. The first step, as per the Johnson's rule, we are going to identify the minimum value. Here in this table, the minimum value we have at mission A and job 3. So we are going to take job 3 is here. Then coming to the next minimum, here we have uh, three minimum. Here we have the tie between the minimum values. So these nines are there at B. So as for the rule, we are going to write that minimum value here. Why? Because we have the minimum is at B. So here we are going to identify the which job we are going to take first here. That means here we have one rule. The at the minimum of B, if we suppose if we have the tie, we are going to check the mission A values, and we consider the lowest mission A value for that particular tie. Here, for example, mission B is having 9 and mission A is having 13. Here coming to this, mission B is 9 and mission A is 10, and here mission B is 9 and mission A is 15. From this we are going to take the minimum value of mission A. The minimum value we have at mission A at 4th job, so we are going to take this is the order. The 4 is we are going to write here, and I would like to repeat this sentence again. ఇక్కడ మనకి మిషన్ బిలో టై వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఆ టై వచ్చినప్పుడు మిషన్ ఏ దగ్గర ప్రాసెస్ టైమ్స్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఆ మిషన్ ఏ దగ్గర ఈ టై వచ్చిన దగ్గర ఏదైతే మినిమం వాల్యూ ఉంటుందో ఆ మిషన్ బి జాబ్ ని మనం ఫస్ట్ రాసుకుంటాం అనమాట. ఇక్కడ చూడండి 9, 13, 9, 10, 9, 15 ఉంది. సో 9 అనేది మినిమం. ఈ 3 9 ఏది తీసుకోవాలంటే ఆ తీసుకోవడానికి మనం ఈ ఏని బేస్ చేసుకొని తీసుకుంటాం. ఈ ఏలో మినిమం 10 ఉంది కదా, సో ఈ జాబ్ మనం ఇక్కడ రాసుకుంటాం. అర్థమైందా? హలో, అర్థమైందా ఇది?
సార్ అర్థమైంది సార్.
భరత్,
ఒకవేళ మెషిన్ బి కి మెషిన్ ఈ కి రెండింటికి సేమ్ ఉంటాయి సార్.
రెండింటికి సేమ్ ఉంటే వీఆర్ గివింగ్ ద ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ టు ద ఫస్ట్ మిషన్.
ఫస్ట్ మిషన్, ఓకే.
అంటే మిషన్ ఏ కి ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్తాం. ఓకే, దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ మినిమమ్ ఇస్ 1, దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ మినిమమ్ ఇస్ 5, దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ మినిమమ్ ఇస్ 2. ఏంటమ్మా
సార్? ఇప్పుడు మెషిన్ బి లో ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ కి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మెషిన్ ఏ 13, మెషిన్ బి 9 అనుకోండి సార్. సేమ్ ఇప్పుడు 4th జాబ్ కూడా మెషిన్ ఏ 13, మెషిన్ బి 9 అనుకోండి సార్. అప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ ఇస్తామా?
అంతే,
ఓకే.
ఆల్ఫాబెటికల్ కి వెళ్ళిపోతాం అప్పుడు, ఫస్ట్ కమ్ ఫస్ట్ సర్వ్ లాగా.
ఓకే.
All of you clear about the sequence?
Yes sir.
So this is our sequence. Again we are going to calculate the time in, time out, idle time for each mission. సో మనం ఈ జాబ్ ఇందాక ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసాం అలాగే క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకుంటాం ఇక్కడ కూడా. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ టైం ఇన్ వచ్చేసి 3 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. థర్డ్ జాబ్ 0th దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ప్రాసెస్ టైం ఇస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ 6 hours. ఇక్కడ టైం ఇన్ వచ్చేసి 6 hours దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ప్రాసెస్ టైం 2 hours రిక్వైర్డ్, టోటల్ 8 hours. ఐడిల్ టైం ఇస్ 6. ఇక్కడ 8 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేసాం అంటే ఈ టైం అవుట్ ఈ టైం ఇన్ అవుతుంది. 8 దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. ప్రాసెస్ టైం 8 hours రిక్వైర్డ్, ద ఐడిల్ టైం ఇస్ 8. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి 9 అన్నాం. ఈ 9 ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నాం? మిషన్ 1 అనేది 42 hour దగ్గర కంప్లీట్ అయింది, బట్ టోటల్ ఆపరేషన్ ఎప్పుడు కంప్లీట్ అయింది? 51 దగ్గర. సో ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ తీసుకున్నాం 9 hours. ఇక్కడ చూడండి 16, 6, 8, 5, 4, ఈ టోటల్ ఎంత? 25. సో ఈ 25 6 ఎందుకు తీసుకున్నాం? 45 దగ్గర సెకండ్ జాబ్ కంప్లీట్ అయింది, కానీ టోటల్ ఆపరేషన్ కంప్లీట్ అవడానికి 51 hours పట్టింది. సో ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ 51 - 45, 6. టోటల్ వాల్యూ ఇస్ 31. సేమ్ థర్డ్ జాబ్ వచ్చేసరికి 8, 6, 4, 1. ద టోటల్ ఐడియల్ టైమ్ ఇస్ 19. elapsed time వచ్చేసరికి 51. This is about extension of Johnson's rule. The next class we are going to solve this n of 3 missions with by using the graphical method. So Johnson's rule implement చేయకుండా graphical method యూజ్ చేసి మనం n of 3 missions ని సాల్వ్ చేద్దాం నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో. ఓకే, all of you clear?
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
సో సెమినార్ లింక్ పెడుతున్నాను, జాయిన్ అవ్వండి.